Hey guys, me Sasuke 3, and I'm here for another rant or informative. I don't know, this is kind of an informative video, but also somewhat of a rant. Okay, chances are, if you have looked at Instagram for more than 5 minutes of your life in the Webkins community, or other communities too probably, you have probably heard somebody who is under 13 or near 13 say, you can join if you're mature enough. Like they say Instagram is 13 and over. But, if you're mature, I think you can handle it. First off, stop. I've met people who were younger than me and more mature, too. But this is bull. Now, before I get a bunch of angry kids going at me like, you're just, you something, I don't know. What would you guys even call me on? I don't know. Before that happens, I just want to say, if you're mature, I don't care if you're online. What really bothers me is when people, they take that. They say, Instagram is 13 and over, but you can be on if you're more mature. Because, what do you think? Do you think Instagram put that in their terms of service and all that, in their privacy policy and requirements? Do you think they put that you have to be over 13 to join on the site because they don't want little immature catfights? Did you really think that's why they did that? This is where I'm going to get into the informative part. And I really don't have a problem if you are under 13 when you join a website. Heck, I was 10 when I joined YouTube. I probably should have been older, but I really wanted to join. I don't regret it. Yeah, I don't. But it's when people make up the excuse that it's all about maturity. Because it's not. It's about the law. So for those of you who don't know and probably weren't growing up in the early 2000s, when this is widely controversial, there is a law in place called the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. It was enacted in 1998 and was put into effect in 2000. I remember this from when I was little because that was all that was talked about. Like this and SOPA. Like the COPA and SOPA. Unlike SOPA, COPA actually passed. Now what this act is, it applies to the online collection of personal information by people or entities under U.S. jurisdiction from children under 13 years old. Pretty much it's a safety act to say that if a child under 13 can't give out personal information on the internet. And since when you sign up for an account online, you often have to fill out personal information, such as your name, email, or phone number. This is where it applies. Of course, you are legally allowed to make an account if a parent or guardian says it's okay. But let's be completely honest. Who asks their parents for permission to make an account online? I mean, seriously. I know what you're probably asking. How come websites don't just put, you can join if you're under 13 only with the parent or guardian's permission? Because there is law compliance with that, and it costs money to have someone under 13 be legally allowed to join your site. So for that reason and money, they don't do it. They say no one under 13. Now I've heard this argument before, and that's, if they have a big enough audience, why don't they just do it, Because, okay, I'm gonna say this right now. We live in a society run by money. Deny this all you want, but it's true. If the money doesn't talk to corporates and companies and all that, then they're not going to invest in it. Unless they see a big return, they're not gonna do it. This act applies to websites and online services operated for commercial purposes that are either directed to children under 13 or have actual knowledge that children under 13 are providing information online. Most nonprofit organizations are exempt from most of the requirements of COPA. However, the Supreme Court ruled that nonprofits operated for the benefit of members' commercial activities are subject to FTC regulation and consequently also COPA. The type of variable parental consent that's required for this information on children under 13 is based on a sliding scale, and it takes into account the manner of which the information is being collected and the uses of which the information will be put. Now, websites can get into big trouble if they fail to comply with COPA. One company called Exanga, I think, was fined $1 million for COPA violations and under repeatedly allowing children under 13 to sign up for the service without getting their parents' consent. So this is a big deal. By the way, most of what I read from you was from Wikipedia. So there you go. I don't know too much about this act. I just know what I read about it. But if you want to know more, do a Google search of COPA or Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and read about it. Whether you agree or disagree with this act, that's up to you. You don't have to like the law. Some people say it's censorship and taking away freedom of speech from children under 13. There's a lot of things that can be said about this act. And some people might say it needs to go away, but no matter what, websites now, they have to comply with it. So whether you like it or not, those rules are going to be in most websites. This includes YouTube, Tumblr, DeviantArt, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter. It applies to everything. And like I said, if you join when you're under 13, I don't care. As long as you're a respectable person, I think you're okay. But what bothers me is when people go to jump to the defense of this and they just say, you can join if you're mature enough. It's all about maturity. When in reality, it is about the law. Okay, well, I hope that actually answers some questions and hopefully, spread a bit of awareness so I don't have to see this stuff every time I go and look at something online. Because seriously, it does get annoying when you know it's the law. And I was like, you can join if you're mature. That's why I made this video, okay? It bugs me when people use that defense. Oh, God. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. And muddy paws, I'm gonna have to clean her up now. Great.